Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of All the Scents, your home of the super quirky fragrance reviews. I have been told that I am going to be experiencing a scent meant for me. I love florals, I love fruity smells, you know this about me. And so a bunch of people have recommended to me Tocca's Giulietta. And I have to admit, reading the notes on this, I am excited to try it out because there's a combination of notes I don't think that I ever have tried before. Let me tell you what I found about the notes of this particular fragrance on Tocca's website first. So it says the scent type is fresh floral, that sounds great. Key notes, pink tulips, green apple, and vanilla orchid. And the personality is feminine, delicate, and refreshing. That sounds like all of the notes that I absolutely love, all the description that's totally right up my alley. So I am super stoked about this one. There's a little bit more of a blurb that I want to read to you. It says, about the scent. Giulietta is a fresh floral fragrance that beckons your inner muse. A tribute to youthful feminine charm, Giulietta is an enchanting blend of delicate pink tulips, fresh green apples, and sweet vanilla orchid. A romantic indulgence sure to inspire great art and passion. I am absolutely loving this. It's like they designed this just for me. Switching over to Fragrantica.com, they list the notes as the top notes are Granny Smith apple, ylang ylang, and pink tulip. Then the middle notes are lilac, lily of the valley, iris, rose, and orchid. And finally the base notes, musk, heliotrope, sandalwood, amber, Virginia cedar. So over the course of these reviews, I have learned about myself that I don't love amber. It's like 100% of the ones that I have reviewed so far with amber in it, I really haven't loved. So I'm super disappointed to see amber here on Fragrantica's notes. However, I think the notes on Fragrantica.com are kind of user input instead of what the notes actually are. So some users felt like they could sense amber in here. That's not necessarily the case, and I'm hoping that I don't sense amber in there. Also, you might be wondering if you know anything about Tocca's packaging. It's that their scents come in kind of the signature bottle. Each one comes in this little round bottle with a heavy-duty, intricate metal cap, and of course what I'm holding here is not that. I'm assuming it was a premium sample, maybe given during Scent Week at Nordstrom or something. I don't know, but I found this on eBay at a really good price, and I thought it was a low-cost way to try it out. So I'm hoping that this is authentic scent. Alright, so you know the routine. Spray it on a heat point, don't rub it in, and sniff right away and see what I think. There's a very powdery scent that comes out right away. It actually a little bit reminds me of Febreze, which is not a bad thing. I don't mind the scent of Febreze. So this is definitely very spring-like, very, very bright and beautiful. It's not bright in the same way that I described Magic Bloom, which is my 5th favorite fragrance up on my fragrance shelf. That's kind of a tart brightness of pear. This is a very, very floral brightness. I wouldn't say that I smell the apple in it necessarily. I do think it's the tulips. That is what I smell straight away, and it's lingering. There's just a really, really pleasant softness to this that I'm super enjoying. It is turning more powdery as time goes on. I might be smelling some of that amber, unfortunately, already coming out. As time goes on, I'm not loving it as much as that first spray, which is too bad. I feel like the pink tulips came and went so quickly. And I'm starting to smell something in the dry down that kind of reminds me of Dolly Parton's new fragrance, Scent From Above, that I recently reviewed. It's turning in that direction. I think that might be because Scent From Above and Giulietta from Tocca both have tons and tons and tons of notes. It's just packed with different fragrances. I think when you pack something with lots of fragrances, it starts to get muddled pretty quickly as those notes kind of fight with each other, and that's what I'm smelling here. I'm going to give it a little bit more time to dry down and talk about what Tocca by Giulietta is up against in terms of competing against my top 5 fragrances. So in each episode, the fragrance that I'm reviewing is up for a spot on my all-time fragrance shelf of champions. So what we have up there right now is in the number 1 spot, we have my signature scent, Tendre by Chanel. I can't see that one ever changing, but who knows? I'm going to be around for a long time, so maybe we'll see a changing of the guards at some point. Number 2 is Amazing Grace Magnolia by Philosophy. In the number 3 spot, there's Aerin's Mediterranean Honeysuckle. Number 4 is Flora Glorious Mandarin by Gucci. And in the number 5 spot is Skylar's Magic Bloom. So I've got a lot of floral and fruity up there, a lot of spring scents. It is summertime now, so I've been in the mood to find something lemony and maybe slightly aquatic, even though I'm not usually in the aquatic mood. But it's been so hot, I've been looking for something fresh to change it up in there. So did Tocca's Giulietta knock off any of my favorites from their spot? Is it that fresh summertime fragrance that I've been looking for? Unfortunately, no. I had such high hopes when I first smelled it. That first bright, fresh tulip, maybe a little bit of apple if that's what I was smelling. It was so pleasant at first, but time has gone on and yeah, it's starting to smell a little too powdery, a little bit too much like somebody left all the perfumes out on their vanity and all of the scents are starting to mesh together. So this is not a winner for me. I always rate each fragrance out of 5 bows. 5 would be the best fragrance that I have ever smelled in my entire life. And honestly speaking, even my signature scent doesn't have a 5, it has a 4.5. I'm a tough critic. So what would I rate Tocca's Giulietta? A 2. It's so sad. I thought it was going to be a solid 3 when I first sprayed it on, but it's just not doing it for me. It's not my kind of fragrance. Oh well, that's alright. Moving on. Alright, thanks so much for joining me. Come back again for another fragrance review very soon. I've got a whole box up there that I'm waiting to review and tell you all about. Leave a comment and tell me what you would like for me to try. I'm always up for an adventure, and if you know of something new that's come out that would be interesting for me to review, I'd be happy to do it. Also check out my website, allthescents.com. There you can read a little bit about my background and shop my favorite fragrance shelf.